And of course, there's the last bit here. I'm merely asking questions. You've given me the information on this, and this isn't really. It says this is not a complaint, the bit I have here, but rather a request for information. So, a complaint within that, you can be saying why. I'm looking at the request, and I'm not complaining. I don't complain. Why is this? Is this right? Is this wrong? Whatever. I'm not complaining. I'm just asking why. It's up for you to come up with an answer. It doesn't really matter anyway, because you can't say it's a substandard question, because this is the DIY process you put in place, so we have to do it ourselves. This is actually the problem with a DIY process of handling a complaint. So here goes my little DIY thing. It says autistic spectrum disorder services offered by Hammersmith Fulham Learning Difficulty Service. The facilitation of referral for assessments when commissioner funding is provided to the behavioural genetics unit. Now this means assessment based on funding available. Can there be a proper looking out for and meeting the actual targets that they should be meeting, and getting all the people out there that are autistic and getting them tested, if it's so subject to funding that you can't do it with everyone if you try. In other words, you can't get the total number of people who've possibly got autism tested because there are funding restrictions. Now, if that's the case, if there's a law that says that people that have been wrongly diagnosed with autistic disorder should be tested to see whether or not they have it, but it's limited due to funding, is there a shortfall in the referral due to a lack of funding that may affect your overall duty of care, whatever it is, to your client group? It's ridiculous to ask a mental health patient to do this, to come up with this type of analysis, but that's the way you've set this thing up. You mightn't be happy. Issue 5. How can the trust evidence that it is assessing for autism as part of the mental health assessment process? The next one is, since 2004, what was or is the trust's protocol for assessing someone with autism? And then please provide a copy of a guidance to the staff for this since 2004. I'd like to know why in the day at Douglas Wamper, when the evidence was frivolous, there were things being said that Dr. Walsh read out twice, both before and after and during the tribunal, that I was a hostage taker. Now, everything that was being read out, a lot of it was nonsense. Douglas says keep my mouth shut and he would represent me. Why didn't he challenge them on the allegations and say prove it? These are scurrilous allegations. And why, instead of challenging them, did he just read out a sentence, say nothing, and the tribunal ignored him and went on with business? Because he didn't challenge the tribunal. I'd like to know how I have a lawyer and they say scurrilous allegations. Okay, each one of these I have to question so I can give depth from looking at it, or I can give you some information back about what I think about it. Here goes. You're on about a screening questionnaire and a scoring system that's been given to people. When you send out a screening questionnaire so that the doctors look at it, does that mean that they read the screening questionnaire and they just tick a few boxes and send it back to you? Or does that mean that when they have the screening questionnaire, that they use that with each patient that comes into Charing Cross? Okay, so I jumped too far ahead there. The screening questionnaire is used when deemed clinically appropriate. That means the person who's assessing the patient in front of him and is looking out for autism, he can do it when it's clinically appropriate because he knows a thing or two about whether or not someone has autism. Now here's the question. That comes from training. Can you evidence the training that the doctors or whoever it is that does the observation has in looking out for autism in terms of what the qualifications they have, whether or not there's within that a qualification for looking out for autism, or what the training is of the staff, whether the staff evidence the training that the staff have had for looking out for autism, because it's done when deemed clinically appropriate. Use a questionnaire to be deemed clinically appropriate and make that decision. Whoever makes the decision has to have some type of training in looking out for autism, and that has to come from a qualification or included in a qualification. And could you clarify that point, what the training is of the staff in looking out for autism, so they can use the questionnaire? Terrible to make a mental health patient go through this, because oh well.